converting this particular data into meaningful information. Right? So when you do this, what happens is that you will not only see the trends in the market, but also in terms of how you perform your organizational metrics itself. Now, all this currently is happening within the organization in a remote area, in a desktop or in a device that is having a lot of security conditions, and also in terms of its availability of the data. Now, mobile computing is now going to change this particular world very significantly. Where is it that's going to change this particular world? I've just classified it into two groups. The first one is called as the backend. We will not talk about it much because that is more of architecture related activities. But the change will happen on your second part, which is called as your analytics part. Whatever information that is getting generated gets translated to various reports and is available for users. Now, the mobile computing will translate this particular information that's available in terms of its availability to the users wherever they are, in terms of being mobile. Yeah. This is how the world will be moving forward. Now, to make this particular thing happen, a lot of applications are now written in terms of delivering the information in your handsets. The challenge that is there in doing this particular thing is, we know that there are many companies that are providing these handsets, right? And each handset has got its own architecture, its own design, its own ability to deliver information. Now the second opportunity that you have in mobile applications is, how do you abstract these various handsets and then have a seamless integration in terms of whatever may be the handset that you have, and you are able to deliver the reports or the data points that are necessary. This is called as ubiquitous computing, where you abstract it and then demonstrate it. So there is this area, and two, in terms of creating this middle layer, which we talk about, to abstract this multi-handset complexity that is there. There are two main areas wherein mobile computing is going to contribute in terms of the requirements. So for you people, once you are done with your degree, you will be able to have a lot of scope in terms of taking these roles. Right? Quick examples of where you think this is, whatever I'm talking about is going to benefit you. First one is, assume a situation wherein the doctors in the hospital are able to sit in front of the operation desk and are able to connect to the external world and be able to get expert knowledge. Right? Very significant area of application. The second one is the way the retail industry is working is significantly changing. A quick note on that is, it is before, right? And that is happening because your business intelligence that is actually working on is available to the decision makers on the ground. And that is possible because the mobile applications are facilitating the delivery of this information onto the floor where the customer is sitting. A very significant change from what it was before. It was no more a rate card or a fixed price that is actually happening anymore. So the profitability of the organization is significantly changing. And the enabler again is your mobile computer. The next area that you can really look at is your banking sector. Without banks, nobody works. I think everybody has a banking requirement. Everybody works in nobody is there who is not having a bank account. And I think you will definitely be getting calls from various banks either to try a new product or try a new service or try to open a new account or anything like that. And how do you think it is happening? It is happening because there is a lot of business interest that's happening at the back end, and when a customer walks into a branch, the person can actually talk to you, greet you, with a specific name and what is your historical event that people have done. Okay? And I've just tried to help you with a case study wherein there's a bank called BMO, Bank of Montreal. They have enabled all their front offices with mobile applications. And what does it do? It will help the employees track not only the profitability of the products, because they are able to target the specific product to the specific customer and thereby expand or increase the cross-selling opportunities for their services. And second, they're also able to look at how they are able to distribute between their product segments. So a lot of activities are handled by your mobile applications. So I have no doubt that mobile computing will be one of the strongest application areas in the next generation to come, at least for the next few years, which will change the world in terms of not only how various other domains work, but also in the business intelligence space. While we speak, let me talk about what is happening in my own organization. We are defining a new service called Mobile BI. Now this Mobile BI is going to facilitate coming up with new services that will address this particular market, not just for the one particular segment called banking, but across the information delivery stream itself, which includes canned report delivery to analysis to predictions to trending or a lot of things like that. And we are starting this particular new service and looking for people who will be able to deliver the knowledge in the mobile applications area. Dr. Abdur Rahman has asked me to talk about how the industry is looking at in terms of consuming these services. Let me tell you, sir, there is a lot of opportunity for this particular talent. The only difference is some of the things that Dr. Periswamy has talked about. If you are able to focus on some soft skills and you are able to articulate what you can do in terms of your knowledge, then there is a lot of difference that will happen. Your 26 number out of 20 out of 56 is definitely going to be a very small number that you would want to track. Okay, so with this, I would like to keep this session open for discussion because it's been a monologue, and rather I would like to have questions because I have tried to cover a lot of areas that actually mean for your mobile computing, right from the historical emergence of this space to what it's doing today to what it can do tomorrow, right? So the what you can do tomorrow is a space where it takes a little time for all of us to comprehend and understand and see that space. It's very, very large because since I am in that space, I can tell you that the volume of growth that is going to come up in the mobile BI alone is going to be very, very significant. And to give you a metric, business intelligence space alone is a $14 billion business. Imagine that. And one of the segments which is now tracked separately is called as CRM, which is a customer relationship management. I think some of you would have heard about it. That in itself as an industry is a $15 billion industry. Put these two things together, you're talking about $32 billion. And this industry is going to look at mobile computing as a way of information delivery. Just look at this small portion of it and focus on this. I'll tell you, you will have so many opportunities that will come your way that will be able to not just consume the people in this room, but many, many people outside. I'll take a few questions if you have. Any questions? How to solve business problems with the customers and the conversations we have versus a lot of aspiration sitting in your mind because what will happen to me once I'm done from the college. A very different plane that we are in. So because of that fact, I think you will have the gap in terms of comprehending what you hear from the industry. Yes, this is a gap. Let me tell you, this is a gap that the industry academia connect that is there is so very important that we will be able to converse seamlessly. Today that particular gap is very wide. Because what I speak from an industry perspective is sometimes going to be a challenging thing to comprehend from your stage because you have not seen that industry yet. People, if you already worked for a couple of years before you joined your MCA course, might have a little view. But if you are in the academic career still, to comprehend what industry needs is going to be a big challenge. So please do not think that what will happen if I ask this question. If you need to use this opportunity to ask questions related to the industry. And these 3 years, they take it because it is a milestone in the student's career and the belief that they are able to do their best in those areas at least. And the filter criteria that they put is because that is one of the easiest ways or the right ways to really look at the ability of the person to comprehend what he or she is learning at that particular age. Because you are in the IT industry, and the IT industry is nothing but knowledge-based industry, and the knowledge is nothing but what you are able to comprehend and then give it back. And the metrics, what you just heard about, is one of the important things that they look at. So, point noted. Yes, there will be some situations wherein the person is talented enough but not able to deliver. But those things, if they are really exceptions, if you really show it as an exception, people will be able to consider. But it can't be that, if they are seeing 3 academic scores and, you are good only 1 and the 2 you are not, then it's difficult for them to really accept that particular deviation. Am I making sense? Any question?
Good morning, sir. Mobile computing.
Bluetooth, see, you need to look at the scope of its, wireless connectivity. Bluetooth is a very small area connectivity device. So the requirement for Bluetooth is a bit different from what you see from your other, ways of, having remote connectivity. Predominantly, Bluetooth is used for, very local connectivity to transfer data, right? Whereas the other means of mobile connectivity is basically not just to be transferring data, but it also stay connected for a long period of time. If you see how Bluetooth connects, it's only when you want to do an activity, the activity happens and the Bluetooth is normally getting deactivated. And all these are basically again defined by your IEEE 802 standards. Right? Because each of these approaches that they have is to target specific requirements in the space.
Will have a wider thing in mobile computing, or it will be restricted to a few.
See, we should not see this particular thing as a competing, requirements. Each is targeted for specific use. While Bluetooth is meant for a particular purpose, similarly, your other connectivity devices are meant for such other purposes, right? So they are not competing with each other. So we should not really see whether Bluetooth area is going to be dominating or not. You will have multiple avenues of connectivity, and Bluetooth is one. Right? So long as it is able to service this particular need of private connectivity within the wireless, you are good to go for Bluetooth connectivity. Yes, the biggest challenge is you will not be able to do that for large volumes of data.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Cycbercrest from 2nd MCA. So my question is, nowadays,
go ahead, no problem. Yeah.
So my question is,
yeah, just keep it distant and speak. Yeah, go ahead.
This transfer, for example, get the projects from then offshore or onshore projects, is there any delay or has been moving out from, the project is moving from India to Japan. So nowadays Japan is being more cost effective than India, because now they learn English. So major part is that those days they don't have that English knowledge, so that was the main drawback, so the projects were coming to India. But now as in the criteria of cost, we were the cheaper compared to other, but now Japan is offering more cheaper in the software industry. So what do you think in your aspect, that whether the projects would migrate from India to Japan or?
It is there, but at the same time it is limited to purely performance related activities if they are really significantly seen in the projects. We are talking about a demand of 3 lakh IT professionals requirement in this particular country alone. That is the potential. Please know this. We are looking for 3 lakh people. We in the sense the IT industry will get 3 lakh people. We require talent, right? And when we look, we are looking for talent, and if you are seeing attrition or the job loss as a big thing, it is just put these 2 things together. How much of correlation you can see? It's purely being dependent on specific reason, which is otherwise not going to be an impact for you.
On your busy schedule and delivering thought-provoking speech on mobile computing.